afternoon and welcome to the 2022 CIAA postgame press conference. My name is Shayla Moore, your moderator for today. Joining us is head coach Steve Joyner of the Golden Bulls of Johnson C. Smith University. Along with him,
Solo.
he will be solo this afternoon and representing his team. Before we open the floor for questions, we'll have an opening statement from head coach.
Hats off to Livingstone College and Coach Weston. I just kind of overheard a little bit what they were talking about. Them saying that they're playing for their three seniors. You can definitely tell the difference in them from the regular season to right now. And I just went to their locker room and told them to continue to believe. Because that's not the same team that we played during the regular season, especially the way that they played defensively and rebounding. Their patience on offense, they didn't rush at night. I think they knew they couldn't outscore us and that they had to make a defensive ball game. So kudos to them. They played, we didn't. They move on, we don't.
Speaking of the regular season and just your offense, you're top offensive team in the conference and you beat this team twice in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
You already spoke about some of the game differences, but what do you think was really happening down the stretch and especially in that second quarter that kind of had you guys stuck?
It's something we've been battling, I think with this program for the last 3 or 4 years is that that seed where you have to sit till Thursday. That's a long time to keep these young women focused and to keep them prepared, keep them in shape, you know, keep them away from all the distractions off the court. But I just think it's the moment when you begin to change because of the environment. That speaks to me as a head coach, not getting them prepared, not putting them in enough scenarios to where they're comfortable when they get to this stage. So we've got to figure that out. And like I always do, that starts with me. So again, I already told my AD, I'm going recruiting. It's the only thing I can control.
I hear a lot of accountability here. The Blueberries came into the tournament the 12th seed, you all obviously the 4th seed. Do you think at all before the game and even during that first quarter when you got that 11-point lead that somehow your team may have underestimated what they were capable of?
Nah. That's been us all year. All year we've been an up and down roller coaster team. And you know, I tell them all the time, this is just like a relationship in your life. You know, I'm not gonna spill, you know, what goes on in our relationship, meaning us as a team, but we've been up and down this year. I hate to lose today, but I really think that we got a lot out of this team. If you look back at our beginning, the start of the season, we were very up and down. We had 2 30-point losses, both at home. One was to a great Glenville State, but one to Augusta State that I didn't think we should have had. But we've been up and down in every game. We'll have a 25-point quarter, then we'll have an 11-point quarter. So I think, in a sense, we had success coming into the tournament and did not understand that we still had some more growing to do, became complacent. And, you know, like they say, those ugly scars come to light sometimes and they hurt you. And I think that's what happened to us today.
You have a question on the floor?
Coach, coming out of the locker room
after halftime, what did you tell your team? Because Shania Jones just came out starting shooting back-to-back. What did you tell your team?
I just told them to believe in themselves and that this is why we've recruited them. You know, the same thing that we've been telling them for the last, I'd probably say 2 weeks, trying to build them up for this moment, that we have to just relax and go out there and be ourselves. Lose ourselves mentally in what it is that we practice and we preach every day, which is ball movement and body movement. And if you go back and look at the film, because of Livingstone's pressure off the ball, we became stagnant. And there was a lot of standing versus us backdoor cutting or whatever it would be. So again, that's hats off to Livingstone that they countered us and we did not counter back. But I just told them to believe in themselves and beat JCSU women's basketball. Unfortunately, Livingstone basketball was the better team today.
Any further questions on the floor? And this will conclude our post-game press conference. Thank you to the Golden Bulls of Johnson C. Smith University.